going to call it that before the terrain starts getting higher.
Yeah. Okay, recording is on. Hopefully, I remember to post this before 2 weeks passed.
Haha, sucker.
Live from the internet, it's Battletech night.
Curse words.
Alright.
Copyright infringement.
Oh no, I'm using unseen designs.
Oh no, Harmony Gold's here. They're pissed off.
Okay. So, the big question before we get started is for De La Cruz. Is your jamming going to be on before the enemy arrives?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't need them knowing things are being jammed. My whole goal as far as Kong hoodooery is that I stole his outgoing comm buffer, so I know what he was trying to transmit out. Which, if you don't mind, have some idea of what he was trying to transmit out for me to work with, and kind of put
Right.
that on a makeshift soundboard
Right.
where like each one's a whole transmission, so I can bait them in roughly. Then
Okay.
once they get in our action radius, we'll fire up the comm jamming when the action breaks out. Probably just same turn the action does break out, we'll jam them.
So should we have one of your tankers be the person who calls it that the ambush is on, or is this the word whether we jump out or we stay hidden?
De La Cruz is set up on that little peninsula hillside there, overlooking the cheese in our mousetrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he'll probably be the one that calls it out. And when he calls it out, that's probably when the jamming starts. I mean, let's be real. He's already fiddling with the comms.
Yeah. So your tank is going to be on then, so that you can be broadcasting.
It has to be.
It has to be. Okay. So Parker, Tilly, and Salazar, they're off for the time being?
Yeah, Demon 1 and 2 is off because they don't need to be visible. They probably set up covers, little camo tarps over their tanks in the meantime, waiting for the call to come in. I'm sure they have some sort of comms, like, hand radios or something that can receive a signal, or maybe I'll shoot off a flare.
Okay. Okay. And what about the firefighters?
Firefighter would be in like a low shutdown mode or whatever they do. We're behind that little ridge.
Right. Okay, so that's like the fusion engine is on, but it's in minimum output, so that like the systems aren't even online.
Yeah, and we're not moving
Maintenance
around.
mode.
So, yeah.
I
That's
figure
it.
mechs have an accessory switch on their keys, kind of like a car, where you can just flick the accessories on and the batteries on. Reactor.
I want to
But,
listen to the radio while the enemy approaches.
Right,
exactly. I want to lay my seat back.
Yeah.
Well, according to the novels, they got that maintenance mode where you can do like a slow walk, but all the weaponry is disengaged and you can't like move full speed or whatever.
All right, so it's
Modern cars call that limp mode.
So that's just like a minimum power mode. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we said that the gray is sparse woods and the brownish stuff is dense woods.
The greenish, yeah, I seem to recall. I just know everything flat and green is plains.
Yeah. So this is plains. I think this was sparse woods, and this was heavy dense woods. Because otherwise, as soon as they come around the bend, they see you.
Right. Which I figure our tarps are semi-disposable. I mean, we can kind of cover ourselves up like the two demon tanks are. And
yeah. Okay.
I know those exist in life. I'm just trying to adapt them here.
Okay.
All
right. So
your standard equipment with Panzer.
So then we'll say that this color of terrain is like it's not clear of what it's like shrubs maybe. Nothing that's going to impede line of sight.
But may impede taking an accurate.
Scrubby shrubs.
I do have
Scrubby
a.
shrubs. Yeah, but I mean, then like, camo tarps are, a totally normal thing. We even had them for our stupid Hummer ambulances. So the idea of like anchoring down the back of the tarp so that you can drive forward out of them is no big deal.
Right. Next question is, what sort of things would my tanks realistically have in the way of smoke and flares?
That's a good question. I don't know what in-universe tanks have. I only know what actual modern tanks have.
And I feel that actual modern tanks is a good basis.
What did the tanks in the 80s have?
They certainly had to have at least a flare gun or a flare of some sort. I'm in trouble, Paul.
It was not uncommon for tanks to have smoke generators where they could basically just create a dust cloud around them to try to obscure vision.
Basically just pouring stuff on the exhaust.
When in doubt, just ask what they had in the 80s, aside from cocaine.
No, that's exactly it. The pilots are all on cocaine.
That's not smoke.
That's just white powder.
Pile of cocaine.
Hey, they distributed speed in World War II. Why not cocaine for the 80s tankers?
That's right. Yeah,
I just think it's a fun fact that Escobar had a larger navy than the U.S. Confederacy during the Civil War, plus more submarines. And was worth more than the entire Confederacy combined for inflation.
That is hilarious.
Yep. I thought it was funny, too. I went way too in depth. And it was freaking hilarious when the stats started coming out of it.
All right.
The economic output of Haiti was worth more than all of England.
Oh, wow.
Depending on when it happened.
Sugar was the cash crop, and that was like the island to make it there.
Yep.
Well, albeit all terrible slave labor.
Right.
Which they would enforce harshly because of the aforementioned fact.
Yeah, but the return of those prices when they shipped it back to Europe, it was huge. And it's why Napoleon sank like 60,000 French soldiers into that island to no effect.
Right. Putting down slave revolts too.
Jeez. All right. So, you've got your comm frequencies set to the enemy's comm frequency. Well, one of your comms. Radios have multiple outputs.
Next question's time of day. I'm almost out of questions, I promise.
Would the group that I am envisioning even try to make an advancement if it was dark?
Wouldn't. Well, let's don't go with what I would do, because I don't think inside boxes.
I would say that no, they wouldn't. They would be trying to come in the evening. They're trying to make this clearing here by nightfall so they can set up camp.
Okay, that's what I needed to know.
All right. So the guys up in the watchtower say that there's a bunch of APCs that were coming down the road. And then way up north, what further behind them is 2 lances of battle mechs.
Any idea of size?
They can't tell from here, but they don't look light.
Oh, well, that's reassuring.
If we can strike a commander, that'll be a big plus.
He's testing us to see how much our hoodoo and will actually be effective, and we're outnumbered and outgunned.
Actually, I had these forces set up in place before we started session 3.
Okay.
I was actually planning on Wash still being a part of this assault before you guys somehow took him out at the last second.
Well, we'll be sure to foil your plans again, Gargamel.
Well, by all means.
It's a battle of wits on export.
Alright. So, about an hour passes from the time you get that report. The APCs had moved into the road that led into the passage. The mechs had a delay before they moved in. And then, let's see.
Are they within arm's range of well, they should be within comms range.
Yeah.
To start broadcasting Mayday.
Yeah, they have a pretty decent line of sight for the road to Wash right now.
Okay, from the point where you said starting to stop and kind of slow down.
Sorry,
Am I correct there?
I missed part of that. You went a little bit digital.
Oh, sorry. Did you say they were stopping just north of AO here?
No. The APCs they were moving down the road. It was the 2 lances of mechs that were delayed.
What delayed them?
They couldn't tell. They just, from what they could see, that they just did not start taking the road right away. It's, I'll admit, I put myself in a corner here by saying that an Overlord dropped, and then I looked at what the capacity of an Overlord was, and went, holy shit.
It's high.
Even if
I mean, it makes sense.
It does, but it's one of those things where, like, even if I send 1/3 of an Overlord's capacity at you guys, you're completely overwhelmed.
But if you're an Overlord, the center of, like, an entire region invasion, though, then
right,
it kind of starts to thin out and make more sense.
Right, and so then I was thinking about it, and, like, I had said that, there was the other gap that was, to the north and east of this mountain range here, where, the other 2 companies of this battalion are going to be. So I was like, okay, it actually kind of makes sense then that, I can say that 2/3 of the Overlord's stuff is going to go that way, where 2/3 of your battalion is anyway. 1/3 will come down this road where you guys are.
In my mind, the way I was planning on riding them, an Overlord's sort of like an initial mobile FOB.
Oh, yeah.
It hits the ground, it just starts, maybe not sending it all at one place, but it just starts pushing machinery in every direction to establish a radius,
Right, yeah, definitely. Alright, so over the radios, you hear... Ah, dang it, I didn't think ahead to give these guys a designation.
Red 5, standing by.
Right? I actually got to...
Band.
I actually got to say that once on a field training exercise. We had 2 columns of trucks. We had, like, red and green, and everyone was like, all right, green 1 ready to roll, green 2 ready to roll, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm in red group. Let me count which one I'm in. I'm red 5.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was like, all right, red 4 ready to roll. I'm like, red 5 standing by, and everyone else just started cracking up on the radios, and they're like, that must be Nicklin.
Jimmy, you watch your toe. Okay.
All right, so they start talking, and they're like, All right, we're about a click and a half away from entering the clearing. Rogue Flight, go ahead and give us a sweep. And
Rogue what? Because I'm planning on radioing at Watchtower and seeing if they bought any drones. Like, Watchtower, this is Hussars. You see any eyes in the sky?
They do, off to the west.
Ooh,
There's
sounds like a perfect thing for the firemen.
There's a flight of aerospace fighters coming in from the west.
My sentiments exactly.
Now, I'm just going to remind you. You guys have...
Plot points?
No, you're out of plot points.
Oh crap, that's for all of us and not individually? Fuck.
The points are group managed.
Well, we're going to have to fight hard and get one back.
Part of your battalion is having 3 squadrons of aerospace fighters. So you have the frequency to be able to call them in if you need to. But
yeah,
they're kind of operating in between both fronts right now.
We just need some air cover. So once the Watchtower responds that there is, I'll be like, is there any way we can call in some air support here? Keep these gnats off of our
That's
chicken.
the skies for 1 minute.
Yeah. 3 kills. Come get you. Cockpit markings, yeah.
All right, so you're going to break radio silence and radio for air support?
Not yet.
Away.
Help me! I'm this one lone tank air coverage. I hope the forces don't come down this way.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Okay. Mayday, mayday, this is De La Cruz. We are exposed with air fire coming in. Need support. Or I need support.
All right.
No, it's an I. We need to make them think I'm alone because in this plan, I'm the only one exposed. I'm taking I'm taking all the threat here.
So you're going to say, I need support?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be in the singular. And maybe that'll entice everyone else that hears to sprint into our trap to try to chase the squirrel before the air gets it. Hopefully there's a rivalry.
All right, let's see. Give me a charisma roll to sound convincing.
Holy hell, I have charisma? I sure do, and it's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
Just a straight charisma score? 2d6 plus?
It'd be 2d6 plus 2 times charisma.
2 times charisma?
Okay. Yeah, when it's just an attribute roll, you double it.
Of course I roll a 1. I always roll a 1.
Alright. Against a standard difficulty check. Oh, you don't sound convincing enough.
Well, damn. My communications wouldn't help on that. You know, the ability to communicate. These are the 3 reasons I need support. Public speaking style.
No, I don't think communications is public speaking. I think it's comm equipment.
Yeah, me too. I was just trying
to...
But hey, protocol might though.
Alright. So you get a response. Roger, Ravens. Hellcat flight inbound. They should be there in 2 mics.
Roger, roger.
Roger, roger. Alright. So, actually, let me just zoom out a bit here because I'm doing some kind of high-level stuff.
I was thinking about cooking it off, letting the air get closer, and let everything kind of unfold for a second, but that would be too risky to have everything unfold at once.
Yeah. All right, so
it's going to take time for air.
You all hear the roar of engines coming from the valleys to the northwest. And if you're zoomed out far enough, you will see a squadron of aerospace fighters. It's represented by a single token, but... Alright, so they're cruising by.
I don't like it that you fly. It's unnatural to the human condition.
And you hear them radio back. Rogue to ground forces. We have a light lance hiding behind a ridgeline.
I have a question. I see the way you kind of hooked him in there, but like it almost seems like he would have came into firing range of our LRMs if the fireman so chose to light them up.
Actually, he was just outside of that because I can see that circle displayed.
Oh.
Yeah, basically I followed a path that I had him set on coming down through the channel. Because he was basically set up. He was set up here along this vector. So then checking the valley would bring him up like this.
Now the next question, since we're flying, what sorts of washes cries for do I have? Because they're going to our bait there, and we need to make our bait seem alive. We left the auxiliary on, the headlights on, and the radio playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you're blaring out, cries for help. Cries are coming out over the radio of dirt's down, bait's down, Snuffy and I are running away.
Uh-oh.
Well,
they don't have eyes on Snuffy. They're going to go looking for him.
Well, I mean, you might have cut out the we are running away from the soundboard, but I mean, that's just
right.
kind of... Obviously, you had plenty of time to massage the outputs.
Anybody here watch Adventure Time ever?
No.
Only a couple times.
From babies. Okay, just remix a bunch of different videos into this together song. Anyway.
So, the bug band has been exposed.
Well, damn. But that's alright. Over half our assets have not been.
Right. Because the tanks are all undercover, and the way you guys, the way fire starters were nestled up between this, he would not have been able to see you until he was here, and by the time he's here, he already can't see you again.
At least one of us knows how to hide.
So basically, he just didn't have a chance to look for you. Alright, so he is going to fly off the map again.
Flying is so unnatural. We need to knock him out of the sky.
Yeah, this game is about giant robots, not airplanes.
Or tanks. Or troops.
As we have a fully combined arms unit here. Oh, did I tell you guys the unexpected joy that I discovered with my plan for painting my minis?
No.
What's that?
So I just allocated, like, I went through my whole list of everything I have and ordered. And I'm like, all right, so you're going to be Comstar. You're going to be, Razelhog Dominion. You're going to be Smoke Jaguar. You're going to be Taurian Concordat. And I made, Taurian Concordat, that force is like nearly the size of my Comstar force. And both of those are, I think, just less potent in terms of battle value than my Smoke Jaguar force, but it's pretty close. But a lot of the Taurian Concordat stuff is combined arms. I have a lot of tanks and VTOLs and stuff in there.
That's going to take off with mercenaries and its focus on vehicles.
Yeah. And so I was looking through the different Taurian units, looking at their paint jobs, and I'm like, oh yeah, the first Lancers, they have a sick paint job. I love it. And so then I start looking into their history. I'm like, okay, would they be a combined arms unit? Yes, that's exactly what they were. They were an experiment of having a combined arms, battalion of mechs and tanks. And it was so successful that they created a second Taurian Lancers to try to duplicate that success. So I'm like, oh, that's perfect. The paint job that I wanted to use anyway happens to fit for the unit types I'm using.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if you heard, but they're talking about upping the count of minis in a pack from 4 to like 5 or 6 for everything.
Whew, boy.
It's not official. It's been mentioned from the Catalyst Games Labs people in various streams and stuff recently. They would up the price a little, but they're kind of thinking, how the Comstar packs had like 5 or 6 in it.
Yeah, those ones have 6.
5 or 6 in it. Yeah, the complaint was you go with a house pack, you're spending almost as much for a third less.
So the Comstar packs are 35 and the Intersphere packs are 25. So
yeah,
while
they were talking about evening it up.
So while it's not, it's like $5 per mech plus $5 for packaging.
Yeah.
I know that with the Mercenaries Kickstarter, that if you had something where like, oh, you get for your tier you get a bonus force pack. If you chose an Intersphere force pack, you also got a salvage box on top of it.
Yeah, I think that little debacle was what inspired them. Anyway, we're off track. And it's
off track. All right. All right, so I'm going to bring the enemy onto the board. Give me a moment.
Boo, yes.
That's what we're here for.
Get out of here. Boo.
And then we'll crush them.
Get off my lawn. You got a pretty mech, boy.
Realize these Destiny mechs don't have the heat scale on them.
No, there's only 4 levels of heat.
I know. Just to not have to look at a different source to figure out, oh, I'm at 1 heat. What does that mean?
Means you die.
Look at all them landmine primers they got with them.
Potentially landmine primers, potentially landmine finders.
Well, I hope they find them the hard way.
Yeah.
Because I say one of those landmines is going to eat up an infantry unit. Might not wipe it out, but it's certainly going to take some of them dots out.
Yeah, it's going to hit them pretty hard.
Don't they have like 10 health or something like that total? Or am I thinking elementals?
That's elementals.
Yeah.
These guys have like 1.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. So
but
1 mine should take out 1 unit.
But it's the fact that, yeah, like a weapon can only target a person unless it's a machine gun or a flamer.
Right. Or does SRMs also count in that? That's why a lot of those anti-personnels have an SRM too.
I have not seen anything in the rules about SRMs doing more damage. I would think SRMs and LRMs would do more damage because, like,
blast radius.
Right, like one LRM could easily smoke a dude. You throw 20 of them in a hex, you're probably going to hit more than one dude. But
The blast from them will certainly finish somebody off.
But that's one of the joys of
the BattleTech compendium that was issued in, like, what was it, 92 or whatever it was. It was an optional rule to have, like, single fire weapons do only kill one infantry at a time, but weapons such as machine guns and missile weapons and flamers could do their regular damage, taking down multiple infantry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. Glad that you
rule all your.
Yeah, I'm glad you had all the rule books back then.
For real.
Well, I had the one. Back then, the compendium. It's like, hey, it's everything in one book.
Yeah.
I mean, I played with those rules, but man, it's been so long ago, and
right?
I didn't own the books.
Plus, this is Destiny. It's narrative.
Right.
If we
whatever we all agree it to be.
Right. If we all agree that an LRM-10 is going to hit more than one person, then we agree that that's what happens.
It seems reasonable to me.
Yeah. All right. So they start making their way down. This is going to be really slow.
Convoy.
Right? So basically, the APCs, the infantry in them, dismounted during the mountain pass.
Infantry was the one thing I wanted and just didn't have the means to get.
Yeah. Because all they know is they sent in a scout lance and never heard back from them. So they're being cautious. And now they see that they've got a downed mech in the middle of the field, signs of battle all over the plains. Alright. So, I can either keep advancing these guys one hex at a time.
How about we
or you
jump a few ahead?
Alright. So let's see. I think by the time the lead group gets here...
I'm waiting for my signal from De La Cruz.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for them to get into a good striking position. We don't want to pop it off too soon, or they may retreat back the way they came.
Well, by the time they get here, they're starting to encroach on the minefield.
But they haven't stepped upon it yet.
Not yet. First, they're going to have a chance to try to see it.
Ooh, roll perception.
Pretty much.
Every individual soldier.
No, I'm just going to...
Speaking of rolling perception, would a perception check for me yield anything? Or should I just roll it and see what happens?
What are you trying to perceive?
Anything I haven't already. Kind of how perception works.
Let me see. What's your range?
Let's see.
Measuring stick.
Kilometer out, probably not. Just never mind.
I mean, if you got some good binoculars on you or some zoom from your sensors, yeah, you could see individual units at that range.
Now, sensor zoom, considering everything ties to one person in this machine, would probably make sense. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
In my mind, the Prowler has like a Neuro helmet without the Neuro helmet. Kind of like VR goggles, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's turreted. The pilot has to be able to see where they're going and see which way the turret's pointing simultaneously. And Neuro helmets can do that.
Yeah.
It's flashy in an 80s kind of way, so it's like a...
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. with a lot of pointless code scrolling.
And mohawks. Everything has to have a mohawk and a leather vest.
No,
Punk music
denim
started
vest.
playing. All right. Of course, I roll a 1. I will always roll a 1.
Oh man, you are rolling like shite tonight.
Thus is my lot in life.
Well,
I'm
save
getting
your
them out of my
heads when it
system.
matters.
Hey,
That's right.
but you made the standard difficulty check.
Oh,
They just couldn't hide themselves.
So you can see that these are.
I can't believe I succeeded at anything with a 2+1.
Right? These are laser jump infantry walking alongside the APCs.
bringing business.
Yeah, they are. Hope they brought plenty of batteries.
All right.
Well, I'll have to relay that to everyone else when we open up radio.
So I don't have a skill check thing for them, so I'm going to have to try to type this in the old-fashioned way. Their perception check.
You have to wonder what's here that the SLDF is so feels hard up for.
Oh, good. They failed the standard difficulty check.
At least it's not just me losing.
All right, so we're going to march past this minefield. These are anti-mech mines.
Oh. An infantry might not weigh enough to set one off.
Yeah. So let's...
But I bet you a bunch of LRMs land in there if they just so happen to step on one and not set it off would.
Oh, God.
Ah.
All right, let's give the mines an attack roll here.
Oh, Jerry, do you feel like blowing up today? Nah, let's wait for something heavier.
I'm a landmine.
Okay. They don't go off when the infantry walk over them this time. This time. Which means they make it around this bend, declare that they can see Wash's wasp. I think they were wasps. No, they were stingers. They can see Wash's stinger. They're going to move up to secure it. Wait, that's the official word?
Wait. They're almost where we want them.
All right.
And it's not like they're moving quickly.
Right.
I'm assuming everyone's aware that they see shit start blowing up, they hit the power switch.
We're waiting for your flare.
Or my radio. Kill 'em!
Or your radio.
All right, so the APCs pull up. They create a perimeter.
What's their radio sounding like?
They're just, move up, surround the mech, get the pilot out, form a perimeter, blah, blah, blah. They're just basically giving out their tactical plans. Which I am then...
All right.
Whoa! That's not what I meant to hit.
When you're done moving all the infantry down there, I'm giving the signal. I'm just light them up, and everything's powering up. And when I say light them up, so does jamming come on.
All right. I am going to give a quick another chance of perception because 2 of the units are now very close to you and facing your direction.
Oh, I know. I was the cheese here as well.
So let's... They're going to take a perception roll.
I do have my tarp nailed down to drive out from under. And I technically don't have to power up to communicate. I do have that communication pack. That communications kit. Yeah, I am well equipped in the comms area. Ooh.
They don't see you through the tarp.
You got a soft spot for tankers, don't you, Jimmy? All right, light them up. I guess we're rolling initiative, eh?
No, you just decide amongst yourselves who's going to go first.
We kind of got the initiative already.
Yeah, you guys.
I'm going to wait. Do I know? Do we know that my cover's blown?
Yes, they broadcast over the radio that the light lance is just beyond the ridge.
So I'm going to wait to power up until I see LRMs hit the sky.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
Because they know where I'm at. So I'm going to let them get bamboozled from the other side, and then I'll come in.
Right.
I don't know. We may all be the Hoodoo Hussars.
May have to rename Raven Company.
All right, so you guys want me to take the first fire?
I believe it would be the most beneficial and the safest if you did.
Yep.
Ooh.
Because you have the range advantage, you have the initiative advantage, you haven't been scouted out.
All right.
Less guys are looking at you too. We want them all to turn around.
And just to make sure it's known, when I give the signal, my demon tanks are powering up, but I take it takes a turn to power up.
Yeah.
That's the assumption I'm going off of. Okay, cool.
All right. So I'm going to push my dervish first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. 6-ish.
5-ish.
Well, these hexes are a little faint on my screen.
It's a guideline.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rules lawyer it.
All right, so the dervish is going to sight. Let's see, whichever is closer. I guess that closer APC at 22 hexes.
You have remember to use the circle.
Oh yeah, it gives that better.
Because then it doesn't try to bounce diagonally along the hexes.
Right. It's still 22 hexes.
Well, as I was explaining to Anderson,
just keep it along the cardinal, the flat facing, so it doesn't like jump rows and it calculates right.
Yeah.
Oh, and turn off and make sure you have no snapping on.
Yeah, there's a method to really quickly and
snapping
easily
doesn't make a
determine how
difference
many
as long as you
hexes.
stick to a facing.
There you go. Now it's 21.6 hexes.
That half hex is the whole advantage.
A fade delay. I want to see what that does.
It just sits there until you tell it to delete.
Fun.
Go
Okay.
away.
Right. So that's going to be my target.
All right, long range shot.
This is an NPC firing. So I'm going to use my NPC macro.
Oh, you have an NPC macro.
You bet I do.
Oh, look, the Dominus.
Yeah, oh look. All right, he's got a 3 movement.
The Dominus better not show up here.
I've got a -2 modifier on long range. And submit. He rolls a 14 to shoot at that target.
I would have given you another -2 because you had to power up in the same round, but
Oh,
it's okay.
We're also surprised.
Yeah, I mean their comms just went dead with Norman Greenbaum, so they are all surprised by the spirit in the sky at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that was a piloting check. Ah, shoot. Wrong button. Is it the same? I think it's the exact same numbers. Either way.
You hit the power button and you walk there successfully.
Yeah. What is it? Modifier -2. Yeah, it's the exact same numbers.
Well, except the
wait.
bonus is different.
My bonus was different. Oh, okay. Well, either way, I rolled the same numbers. All right, so 14 it is. That worked out.
All right,
Man,
so
that's tasty.
they got a -2 modifier for being caught off guard, and yeah, that hits.
All right, so Dervish long range 2 LRM 10s is I'm gonna be clicking that macro now. So 2 damage to the 7, an additional 1 point of damage, or no, an additional 3 damage
Oh,
to the 7,
ho, ho.
for a total of 5 damage to the 7.
That sounds like a kill.
Yeah, one of those APCs is gone.
Somebody's walking home, maybe. Pants were shat at that moment.
Pretty much. All right.
All right.
And as a result of that, these guys are now turning to face the threat.
Charlie's in the bush.
Your aerial reconnaissance fell for our cardboard light lance behind the ridge.
I mean, it worked for D-Day.
Yeah. Those were inflatables.
Inflatable mechs, man. They do it in Japan. Certainly, we could do it here.
Japan, heck, we have inflatable urban mechs out here.
Arch
You're right.
Griffin out.
But they got Gundams. I mean, a Gundam's going to take out a Nerby. Come on.
Yeah, that Gundam actually moves. It doesn't walk,
I know,
but
right?
He's gonna target the next PC, which is almost due east of him.
yep, still long range.
Go away, circle. All right. He's gonna do gunnery.
So there is still one more APC down here.
Oh.
Yeah, and we got a lot of
I'll-
mech tonnage.
I'll attack the one next to the smoking one then.
Okay.
Adjust my target then, so it's 19 hexes. Richard Tire gunnery. He has a modifier of -2 by firing his LRM 10 at this range.
And keep in mind that this is just the forward scouting party. We got a lot of weight not shown up yet. And rearming probably won't be in the cards for us between these two fights.
That is also a hit. A solid hit.
Damn. Dude's on top of his lerms.
Alright, LRM, fire. So that's 1 damage to the 10, and what the heck? What did I make that? This macro did not work. I'm sorry. Okay, so 1 damage to the 10, and I'm gonna roll it just a d6 to see if there's any extra missiles.
Yeah, that's the 4 missile to the 2.
Oh, so I just didn't write in the extra thing, so there's no extra damage with that M roll. Just
Right.
didn't roll in add in my extra thing that I had for the other table.
Right. Yeah, it came up on your 2 plus MM, but not your 1 plus M.
Yeah, I need to adjust both those macros. All right, so it's just 1 damage to the 10.
Yeah, okay, so the APC is hit, but it's not going to be knocked out. Not from 1 L or 1 damage.
All right, coming up as well is my Phoenix. And it is going to fire its PPC. Where are you, measuring tool? That same APC at 18 hexes, which is
Long range.
still long range, yeah. All right, but PPC at long range is a -4. All right, NPC gunnery. NPC move he has a 3. Yep. His modifier is a -4. And fire.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that I'm using the same defense roll for a unit and just ticking 1 off each round. So that original one was a 9, then 8, so this would be a 7 defense. So that also hits.
And that is a 4 damage to that AP. Oh, I need to roll location, don't I?
No, it's a smoking crater.
All right then.
That bolt of lightning just turned it inside out. Alright, give me a moment to go. You delete.
Deleted. Oh well, what? What? Bunch of birds? What is?
All right.
They were sent flying into the air.
Well, for a moment, it looked like a lot of middle fingers. Like you blew.
Screw you! All right, so now there's just some associated infantry that's left scattered about.
They got blown
My
out.
fire starter is just going to move a little bit, trying to stay lower below on the ridge line. Hopefully he can be some backup if anybody gets too close.
Definitely an infantry killer.
Well, yeah, as long as he stays like along this line, he's going to be basically out of line of sight.
Yeah, that's the plan. All right, guys. Opening fire. It's all up to you now.
And, well, I'm all powering up, and I believe Bug Band's all powering up.
Yep, we're flipping dip switches.
Yep. All the cool sounds are happening, screens are lighting up. Reactor online.
Weapon systems online. All systems nominal. Yeah, if all systems are nominal, then why did Reyna park the dropship so that I'm facing a cliff?
She parked it so that you're facing out into the ocean because she just wants you to walk out to the sea.
Right?
Learn how to fly, Reyna.
I'm so glad you landed this in lava when there was solid ground 3 feet away.
All right.
Which one of us is going next? Are you going next? Am I going next?
I think the Bug Band the mech should probably run before the tanks in this scenario.
All right.
So
okay.
the tank.
I gotta remember how to play this. 1, 2, 3.
Fix that one macro I made.
And doesn't pulse lasers have an advantage against infantry since they're kind of like laser machine guns?
Small pulses do in the rulebook.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, so that's Cox, and Cox has
Which I think 1VBs do have them.
Yeah, 2 small pulse lasers. But that's not what I'm leading with.
Are you leading with the SRM boat?
No, I'm not leading with either SRM boat. I'm leading with my other one. With my 1E.
Oh, your 1E. Okay.
Laser locust.
Yeah. The one that actually does damage to things.
Right? The one you're actually afraid of when it shows up. Hey, look, it's a 1M. Laughs ensue.
If only I had my anti-infantry locus. Bring some machine guns out.
He changes locus like he's changing clothes.
Right? Hold on, guys.
Alright, so I think that other set of APCs is at medium range. I think.
Yeah, everything's at medium range because that is short.
That's short. Okay. So you can only hit with your
medium
lasers. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm gonna focus on this guy. Yeah. He
Yeah.
seemed the APCs seem like they're more trouble than the infantry.
Yes and no.
Well, that's what I'm gonna shoot at.
If we take out the APCs, there's no escape other than by foot, and that makes
They're gonna have to run.
easy
and
for us.
I think my locust can outrun an infantry. All right. So all right. So I'm doing the 2 medium lasers. At medium range, it's gonna be a -2. So if I do gunnery check, -2 modifier. Oh, is it a -2, or because I started up, is it really a -4?
You just have whatever your range check is because you took a full round to start up. You weren't doing a hot start.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ooh, nice.
Nice roll.
Oh, they rolled shit defense.
4 damage.
1 APC is gone.
Cool. All right. So then it is now the 1VB. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Rotate. All right. What are my ranges?
Everything is out of range.
This is medium.
You're a locust.
so
the
I-
only thing you got range for is the cigarette in your hand.
So I can also shoot the APCs, which I will do with the medium pulse lasers. Why not? I could also do the medium laser, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that has a medium range attack.
So all right. So I've not fired multiple weapons at once in this game yet. That's 2 attack rolls, right?
Yes.
1 for the medium lasers, 1 for the 2 medium pulse.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna do the medium laser first because it's gonna be a -2.
Dang.
And that's gonna be 2 damage if it hits.
That hits. Jeez.
He just keeps rolling higher and higher.
Willard Lee Jacobson, he don't play around.
Well, they knew we were coming, so we better not miss.
We've had all this time to aim as they walk down the road.
Like your first lance mate hit the outer ring of a bullseye, and the next guy comes in, inner bullseye.
All right, so now I want to do the medium pulse lasers, right? So that's going to just be okay.
That
And
also
attacking,
hits.
that's 4.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 4 boy.
All right. Let me swap tokens. Those APCs are dead.
Woohoo! All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to move Ding out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. I don't think anything's going to be. What is he? He is Ding's in the SRM. The SRM medium laser. Okay. All right. So with attacking infantry, how does that work?
Attacking infantry with non-infantry attacking weapons, I'm just going to give them a bonus to their defense roll.
Sounds great. Okay. Well, I'm gonna spook him. I'm gonna shoot him with my SRM2, or my 2 SRM2s. Oh no! Wait, who is this? Ding? Yeah, my 2 SRM2s. I have 2 of those. It's the last one that only has 1.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a -2.
Take an oh. I was gonna say take a +1 to whatever your modifier is for blast effects against soft targets, but
well, let's just add 1 to that.
Yeah.
It'll be a 14.
Who were you shooting at? Which group?
The first group of infantry, because that's like just within range.
Okay. I need to know who to highlight in order to do my
I'm
roll.
I'm sorry. I neglected to do that.
Man, they are consistently rolling 9s on their defenses.
All right. Now, I don't have a fancy macro for missiles, so what do I need to do for the damage with a 2mm max 4?
Roll 2d6.
Roll 2d6. If you roll any 1 through 3s, that adds to the damage.
Like so.
Wow. What was it? 2mm max what?
Max 4.
Max 4. Okay, so you do max damage. All right, well,
Okay.
you splatter enough of those guys that I need to change their token.
While you're doing that,
Take me up to the spirit in the sky, spirit in the sky.
It's where I'm gonna go when I die.
Whisper is too far back behind the mountain still. I don't think she can see. I mean, maybe that infantry group, but that's like out of range, so it doesn't matter. All right, I'm good.
All right,
that's gonna be my lance. Do we need to dictate what the enemy is doing?
Yeah. So, for the time being, I'm gonna kind of assist with that. If there's definitely something that I think, oh, well, they would definitely react this way, I'm just gonna have them do it.
Excellent. So we can't be like, oh, they immediately run into the minefield and start jumping up and down.
Right.
I would say fear and confusion is reigning right now.
Oh, definitely. They, just 3 groups of them just got massacred. 2 of them just had the APCs that they were escorting get blown away. They're definitely afraid. Let me give them a.
They're probably seeking cover of any sort since they're still exposed, basically marching formation.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a standard difficulty check roll here to see if they can maintain military discipline. Oh, nope.
These guys could just like duck down in their little trench that they found themselves in.
Yeah.
They failed to maintain discipline.
Fall back! Holy shit!
Charlie's in the bush! There's not enough room left in the trucks. Screw the trucks. I'm out of here.
Alright. These guys who did not get assaulted, they are going to jump forward to try to cover more ground, as are these guys.
They left their trench.
They did. And I don't have the list of weapons in front of my face. Wait, yes I do. Large laser is at a -4 long range. Alright. You are within long range, so they're going to try to take a shot at this dervish.
Dervish, eh?
Yeah. A pair of large lasers.
Hey.
Well,
infantry's carrying around 5 tons worth of laser and a
No, the APCs.
It's taking the whole squad to carry it.
Right? And that's iffy. It's on a dog sled.
No, these are the APCs.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So they came here in sports cars.
It takes 2 guys alone to pull the trigger on the large laser.
I just see a bunch of guys with it on their back trying to raise it up more.
We need to move it 1 mil to the left. All right, give me a defense roll, Dervish.
All right. Oh wait, didn't you say they had a modifier? Being at long range.
Oh, yeah, they did. And I derped on putting that in. So it's 4 less than that. It's an 8.
All right, an 8.
Oof.
All right, so piloting check for the dervish.
Oh!
Good luck with that, Holmes.
A 6 and a 5. Wow! You do like ballet between the laser beams.
All right, he's got a 19 for now.
He just shakes to the left, puts his arm in a big hoop, and the laser just goes through it.
Oh, that's beautiful. That reminds me of how Wash started out his defense rolls. All right.
He's just toying with us. We keep shooting, and he just like moves one arm.
Dodge, 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 dodge. Until finally, LRMs and a Gauss round hit. All right. So that's what they're going to do in response to the actions, which now brings it to the Hoodoo Hussars group's turn.
All right. Have we powered up, or is it same time we're still powering up?
You're now powered up. This is the next turn.
Okie doke. This is going to be mostly about De La Cruz. And he can move 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get on there. Okay.
Oh, right to the edge of the minefield.
Yeah, right to the edge of the minefield.
The camera is like zoomed in on one of the mines as one of the treads just like rolls up right alongside.
Let me make sure I didn't get on it. Okay, yeah.
Stops right before he rolls over it.
Yep. Okay, cool. All right, so I've got an SRM2, but it's not turreted, which is the reason why I came in straight on right next to the minefield like this. Let's see, that's a distance of 3, 5. Let me make sure. 5 hexes to those guys right there. Is that short range? Still don't know the actual.
5 hexes is short range.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's an SRM2 is okay at short range. That SRM2 is going to light up what's left of that group.
That
Just
one?
a little pinger tool. Yeah.
Have some more explosions.
What was it that did the ping again?
It's just the pointer. You just click and hold, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep. All right. He's launching his 2 SRM2s. So that's going to be 2d6 plus 2 now. Are we still adding our own speed to the attack?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I moved 4. So that's going to be 2d6 plus 6. Any other negatives?
Not if it's an okay shot, no. And their defense is now an 8.
I tell you, I always roll a 1.
But it's still enough to hit.
It's still enough. Yeah, I make use of my 1s always roll. And that's just 2d6 for missile damage, right?
No. How many SRMs do you have?
It's an SRM2.
An SRM2.
Damage type M.
1 plus M.
MM.
No.
Does he have 2 launchers or just 1?
Just 1.
So just 1 plus M. So you just roll 1 more d6.
So just 1d6.
Yeah. That's
I always roll 1.
That's fine, because that's 1 extra damage.
I think that maxes out the damage.
It does.
2 anyways.
It does. So 2 more of those guys are down.
Now, if I wanted to get fancy and use my turret to pop off at something else, what sort of penalty am I looking at?
Second target penalties. I know
Open up that rule book, boy. None?
I didn't open up the rulebook yet.
I mean, I'll take none as an answer.
Listening in, guys, just so you know.
Yep.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome.
Evening.
We're executing a masterful surprise attack.
Awesome.
We're gonna have to figure out some way to reset this though before the mechs show up.
I don't think it'll be as surprising when they see like 50
Right.
squatties and 6 tanks and
Just
smoke.
viscera and destroy APC craters everywhere.
Hey, why don't we all stand right there and investigate the situation?
Okay, so it's actually referencing the Total Warfare book for the modifier for secondary attacks.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Total Warfare would, assigns it, so I guess that's up to your discretion whether or not you want to do that.
Let's just call it a +2 for today.
So basically a -2 off my modifier.
Yeah, a -2 on your modifier roll.
All right. Let's see.
And who are you shooting at?
This is going to be directed at the remaining. No, it's not going to be redirected at the remaining APC. It's going to be medium pulse lasers at the same target. I changed my mind because I've got 2 demon tanks ready to just perforate that remaining APC.
That's right.
It's going to get hole punched. So I'm going to give that infantry unit some medium pulse laser love.
All right. Well, then no extra modifier.
They've got a heat of 2 though. The SRM2 doesn't have any heat. The 2 medium pulse lasers have a heat of 2. What effect does that have?
What's your heat dissipation?
On the Prowler, we don't have that written down. Let me go look it up real quick.
Yes, I do. I have that written down somewhere.
Yeah, I've been meaning to meet up with you and
You
get
have-
my actual vehicle stats. And
You
we
have
just keep forgetting
heat
about it.
dissipation of 2.
Okay, so I'm good as long as I don't fire anything else.
I think I made. Okay, so I made a character sheet for you, and then.
Holy shit! I rolled a 6. That's out of character.
Oh, I
Don't
just never put the tank's stats into the battle mech slot, but I have them under the GM notes for your token.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, heat dissipation of 2. You can dissipate those 2 lasers.
Sometime when we're not actually playing, we need to sit down and let me get that stuff off of you.
Yeah.
Or just send it to me sometime, whatever. Anyway, medium pulse lasers. Rolled a 13. Hopefully that'll finish off that unit.
Alrighty.
I'm firing at the same target, so technically that's a 15. Since I did it with -2 for the multi-target and then decided to just fire at the same one.
Right.
I think 13 would have done it, though.
Alright, so, yeah, pulse lasers at short range, zap, up, 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 up. They're gone.
Yay! Mama just killed a man.
Put a pulse laser against his head. Pulled my trigger, now the sky is red.
Mama, pink mist had just begun.
Oh, I made a terrible joke. I'd like to share it with you guys.
Oh, please do.
Yeah. So we had a mice problem at my house, and so we laid out a whole bunch of traps, and one of them was just walking by, just like right in the open, and it was lining up in the corner somewhere. So I kicked over a piece of furniture to try to like squish it, but it still started like ambling away, and it went out right in the open in front of me. I was like, "Damn it, I'm gonna get it!" So I stomped it with my foot. It died. So, and then I just stopped for a moment, and it's like that thrill of like, oh, manly huntingness. I did it. Like, and so I looked over at my wife, and I told her, there's a time in every boy's life when he kills something and it becomes a man.
It so happened to be a mouse, and you were 40.
That's right.
I got a similar story, but I'll save it for another time. Mine involves my bare hands and a bag of popcorn. It was mostly eating and feeding a mouse in that bag until there was no more movement.
Oh, jeez.
I was laying in bed. I watched it kept darting into the bag and running off. So I just timed it to where it ran into the bag, and I reached down real quick from the bed and grabbed the open top of it and just squeezed it shut. Then just started beating it back and forth against the side of my desk. And I would stop. There was movement. Back to beating back and forth against the side of my desk.
We got an infestation about 6 months ago because of the rundown house behind us that got torn down. And I laid out traps and everything, and the last mouse was just a stubborn one. And we came home one night, and everything was fine. And then I was in the kitchen with the lights off, and I turned around, and this shadow ran through the dining room. And I went, oh, no, I hope my wife didn't see that, because she does not like mice. And that was when I was pissed off. I went downstairs and I got a poison trap, and I was like, well, wait, I got a dog that would eat this and a toddler. So I'm going to just take a wild guess and put it outside on the porch and see what happens. 2 days later, the mouse is dying on the steps downstairs. And it crawled all over my daughter's bubbles and her outside toys. And my wife is just screaming. She's like, oh my God, Chris, there's a mouse. It's on Piper's stuff. Oh my God. And I was like, okay, I'm coming. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, it's dying. We'll just Clorox things.
Yeah.
All right. Now for Demon 2, Tilly, Rayburn, and Haybrook.
All right, Haybrook, take that shot.
They're going to advance. They're 4. And we know they're going for that APC.
These last set of APCs are going, oh, shit!
They're still +5 on gunnery, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be 2d6 plus 5. No bonus for movement or anything, or am I adding their movement too? Because I'm breaking it into like a +9.
Remember that the movements are cut in half for that purpose.
Okay, well, +7.
Yeah.
Always roll.
Always roll a 1. That's fine on the missile, the M rolls, but
It's not going to be fine on that one. It is going to at least volume a fire down his defense. Has that APC rolled defense, or did you just blanket it in one defense roll earlier?
he just now rolled the defense.
Yeah, and he missed by 1. Next demon. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's already pointing. Let's line him up with the hex there. He's already pointing at his target, though. Let me check the distance on that real quick.
Better believe that APC driver is flooring it. He's leaving his infantry.
Yeah, the question is, where's he gonna go?
I hope he wore his brown fatigues. It's going to be 29 hexes for a Gauss rifle. That should still be in long range, ain't it?
Long range is 28.
1 shy of long range. So, yeah, he ain't got the range for the last APC. But they did move forward.
So this puts them in an interesting situation. They now see that they have tanks between them and their dropship. They have mechs between them and the clearing. They know that there's mechs on the high ground to the west. Where do they go?
I can always drop the calm jamming and ask a surrender.
Speaking
You
of
know
comms, you hear them calling in, "We need an airstrike now!"
Too bad no one's ever going to hear their futile cries because Norman freaking Greenbaum is talking about a spirit in the sky on that frequency. So, okay, they're calling that in. I'm not dropping my jamming if they're begging for airstrikes. I'm not gonna risk that getting out. So they're just gonna have to get massacred around longer. Oh, I've got one more who I was kind of thinking was going to set a lot of this out, but is not.
Your scout?
Yep. Their speed was 8, like max speed, I believe it was. So what are we going to let them keep moving to the 8, or that's like running speed, so it'd be a 5, right? 5 or 6?
Yeah, he's probably a 5'8".
Yeah, we'll just go 5 then. Okay.
Or, I mean, he's far enough away, you can just do a sprint action and double move.
Sprint action achieved. So Salazar is rushing in to run over some people.
Salazar, get up here and flatten fools!
Yep. Running people over is in my playbook. And that should do it for me.
Alright, now it's on to the firefighters.
Alright. The Phoenix is going to draw his PPC. Is there 1 or 2 APCs remaining?
There's 2 APCs remaining.
2 APCs remaining. Alright. The Phoenix is going to draw his PPC on one of the carriers. He's going to take his shot. What's his heat at? He can really make things annoying. Anyways, I'm not going to cheese it right now. He has enough heat dissipation. He can do a ridiculous tactic. All right, but I'm at long range, -4, and fire. An 11 this time.
Ah, that does not beat their reduced defense value of 13.
All right. Garces, my pilot says, of indeterminate national origin.
What's a nation?
Garces fooled me again.
Let's see. The dervish is going to take a step forward just a tiny little bit. And let's see.
You guys need to learn some Spanish curse words.
El Diablo!
I used to know plenty.
Pendejo.
Been out of California for too long. I don't remember any.
All right. The dervish is going to launch his LRMs at that same APC. Time at a -2 modifier. Only a 14.
That's a hit.
LRMs. Where's my LRM button? All right, 2 LRM 10s. Flight. Ah, no bonus damage, but two damage to the 8.
All right, one of the APCs is hit. It's smoking.
All right, my Griffin is going to step forward a little bit, and the Griffin is going to smoking Griffin. I don't like it.
Well, they smoking cigars, cigarettes, a fat spliff at the end of their days.
All right, Griffin is going to fire. He's going to go full bore. He's going to fire his PPC and LRM.
Ooh.
LRM at the damaged APC.
He's fancy.
Yeah, I know. -2 for the long range LRM.
Let's see, that would have been a 13 defense, 12 defense. This is an 11 defense. You match that. So that's a hit.
Aye, hooray! Pulling my new Griffin LRM-10 button. So 1 damage to the 4.
That's enough to finish it off.
Hooray!
The gas tank finally got hit.
Shaboo!
Up she
All right.
goes.
Now it's time to go into manly heat range, and I'm going to fire my PPC, exceeding the heat dissipation of this stock Griffin. Oh wait, we're doing secondary targets, right?
Yeah.
Modifier. Okay. And we're adding taking away an additional 2.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that almost makes it not worth it for an 8 PPC at this range. Yeah, let's do it. All right, he's already at -4, so I'm going to do a -6. Fire. Ah. He's certainly angry though. All right. At 1 heat.
Fueled by sheer spite.
Manly heat.
Trying to look up where the heat scale rules are. Or those something that's on the mech sheet.
I just had to write it in on the back where I had a blank page. So it's just -1 movement on that unit right now.
Okay, so 1 heat is -1 movement, 2 heat is penalty to fire, 3 heat is potential ammo explosion, and 4 heat is shutdown.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, there
I'll
it
set
is.
in the notes.
There's the heat section.
Avoid 3 and 4, I hear.
Yeah. Yeah, let me copy that into the notes right now. Maybe, if I can manage thinking in Windows and everything. Alright. So it's a -1 attack. Oh, 3 is a shutdown. Avoid on A+. 4 is ammo explosion on A+. 5 is automatic shutdown.
Oof. So yeah, still avoid anything 3 or higher.
All right, now here's something fun to consider. That my fire starter can cause 3 heat damage.
Oh.
That's a war crime. I can't wait for you to roast some infantry, though. I mean,
Someday.
someday.
Someday we're gonna kick those Star Leaguers out of here. We're gonna have, I don't know, cigars.
What's that popping sound? Oh, it's the battery packs and the laser infantry exploding into flames.
Pew pew pew.
Pop, pop, pop.
I'm keeping my fire starter hidden under the ridge, and that's it for me.
Are you gonna run him forward along the ridge or keeping him way back there?
Oh, keeping him right there.
Okay.
Point defense.
Well, if they're going to keep jumping and running towards them, they've got that minefield to clear at some point. And if they're jumping and land on it, that might just be enough force.
Might be. Alright, well now it's back around to Bugband's turn.
All right. Well, I think what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and plan this out a little bit. Give me a sec.
You gonna try to melee the infantry?
Ick.
No, I don't. kicking in a bug leg mech never seemed right to me.
But hey, if La Cucaracha is playing,
Dude,
Like I could see a stomp. I just can't see these things kicking. 1, 2, 3.
You never know until you try it. And you just sing in your head, La Cucaracha, La Cucaracha.
All right,
Exactly.
so,
No flamenco, no.
you gotta start flamenco dancing in a locust.
That's right.
It'll just sort itself out.
That's what they're for, right? That and fire
Right.
starters.
yeah. War crime machines.
All right, so
Exactly.
with Shadow, I am going to Alpha Strike this infantry. Because why not? 2 medium lasers, 2 small lasers, right?
Gotta die anyway.
Why not?
All right, so we're gonna start with it's all okay according to the character sheet. So,
This is fine, says my character sheet. So
right at this range, it's okay to use these weapons.
There are no international laws written on this character sheet, so
I would assume that it would penalize me that way in that stat. Like a nice little minus Geneva Convention modifier. All right.
Another.
This is Battletech. What's the Geneva Convention? That's
I'm
just
sorry, Ares
you
Convention.
pissed off Karita?
that's
Another.
not hard
Alright.
to do.
Another 9 defense roll.
We're gonna do medium lasers first.
That's a hit.
That's 4 damage. And then we'll do the small lasers.
Hit.
And that's 2 damage. And I don't have to worry about the heat because all my mechs are properly fucking cooled.
Ooh, burn.
Granted, they don't deal the damage of a PPC, but whatever.
There's a bunch of middle fingers shooting at us again.
You know how marshmallows, they get really big before they get like really small when you put them in the oven? It's kind of like those guys.
It's like, when you roast a marshmallow and it just sort of sags off the stick?
All right. As you go blazing in, they are going to return fire at you.
Well,
All right, cool.
That's special.
I only did my movement for Lee, so that's fine. I can defend Cox.
Defend your cocks.
Yeah, my Shadow
I didn't
Cox.
say it. I was going to go there, but I didn't say it.
That's what a cup's for.
All right. And there's no modifier to the evasion check, so it's just a 0.
Right. So it's just piloting skill and speed.
Damn.
Ooh.
Oh!
Ooh, yeah, he evades all right.
You juke their lasers before you blast them into oblivion. Beautiful.
You guys actually looking at something outside of Discord? Because now I can't see what you're doing. Now I'm curious.
I can share my screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I can share mine if you want.
I'll share my main roll 20. All
right. Now I know what you're actually talking about.
Yeah.
Based off of what you're saying.
All right. So Lee, you said small pulse lasers are really good against infantry, right?
yes,
Yep.
they get bonus damage against infantry.
Well, shit. I want to use those against infantry. They're in range. They got +2 to hit.
Against which group? The group you just shot, or the group next to them?
Well, I mean, they're both in range, so I guess you know what? We'll do the group next to them.
All right.
I'll split my targets amongst my lance.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah, everyone's doing it. So gunnery check. This is a +2.
Their defense. Hey, a defense higher than 9.
Oh.
Word.
Wow.
He shoots them all in the eyes with a single pulse of the laser.
Yeah.
Ouch.
You
No wasted pulse.
no.
That entire infantry platoon had epilepsy, and so the strobing of the pulse laser. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. They got obliterated.
Yeah, they all started the Cyberpunk 2077 version in 2020, and a little tiny screen in their eyeball, and it just gave them epilepsy.
Yep.
Ouch.
War crimes.
Not for us. We never signed the Ares Convention.
It's not a war crime if you're not caught.
It's also not a war crime. I don't know. You're using a combat equipment to kill combatants. So what's war crimey about that? That's perfectly
it's not
fine.
a war crime if you never prescribe to those rules.
Yeah.
I didn't see any offer of surrender yet. They're clearly still trying to fight back.
These this APC is still around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack it with my medium laser from Ding.
All right. He's gonna take another shot at the dervish before he dies.
Okay. I mean, it's only one medium laser.
Yeah.
With -2.
You're shooting of the dervish, or you're piloting defense?
That was shooting at the dervish with a crap roll of 11.
All right, dervish.
Sorry, I jumbled my check in there. I was eager.
All right, dervish defense is a 13.
Nice. You dodge another laser blast.
Now dodge mine.
No.
Then take 2 damage.
Ah.
I was going to shoot these infantry, but then I saw you shoot a laser at my friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what is your ranges looking like? Your ranges are looking like everything else is going to be... All right, so then Whisper, being in the back and mostly out of range, I guess is going to send a volley of a single SRM2 at these guys. So that's going to be a -2.
Just a single volley?
Well, she doesn't have the other arm.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
So she's only got the one SRM2 left.
Didn't have time to sew one back on.
That's right.
That's right. We joked about giving it a stinger arm.
You're right. Funniest looking locust in all the Taurian Concordant.
All locusts look funny. Just saying.
All right. So that's a hit.
Okay, so since normally it's a 2 + MM max 4, because it's only one SRM2.
That'd be, it's just 1 + M, max 2.
Yeah.
1 + M. Okay, so I only roll 1d6 to see?
Yes. Oh, no extra damage.
Alright, so just the 1.
Just the 1 damage.
Yep.
Alright. Hearing all this stompy and laser blasts coming behind them, this unit is going to turn around, go, holy shit.
That light lance we were warned about. They were actually here.
They were over this ridge. I thought they were over the other ridge. They're going to jump towards Ding. And they are going to fire.
They're having to rely strictly on discipline, though, since they're all listening to...
They're firing at Ding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Ding. well.
Oh, they made it ever so barely. All right. I'm going to say you take 2
Unless
1-point
uses an edge.
damage. I don't know. Are you going to try to use an edge?
No, I'm not using edge.
Okay. All right. So let me see. Standard difficulty is a 2d6, so I'm just going to click that twice for 2 locations of 1 point damage each.
Okay.
9 and 7.
All right, so 1 point to 9. 9 is left leg. And 1 point to 7, which is torso. Okay. And I made sure I edited the right character sheet.
Okay. All right. And then these guys are going to do likewise to Shadow. But there's fewer of them now, so they have less damage they can do.
Damn it. They might have did it, though.
No, they did not.
Ooh. Ha-ha.
Was I supposed to roll a second time, or was I supposed to use my previous evasion check and like drop it by 1?
Well, that was for a different pilot. Or no, you did roll one for Shadow already.
Shadow did do one. It was a 16, so it would be a 15 this time.
Yes.
It'd be almost the same.
So it hit.
So it hit.
Yeah.
But they would only get 1 damage done to you to your 4.
1 to my 4. Oh no, my poor arm. All of its armor is gone.
Oh, no.
This group jumps down. Because, I mean, these are jumping anti-mech infantry. They're not afraid of mechs once the initial chaos of the APCs exploding was over. They are in range as well. Also firing at Shadow. So what's his defense this time? 14.
Yeah.
They do not hit. Okay. So that's them. I'm gonna have this guy make his jump into the minefield unless Blinky wants to shoot at them first.
Let them jump.
Let them jump.
Let them jump.
Alright, Mines, how dumb are you?
Be smart, minds. Come on.
Jerry, this sounds like something we should blow up on. And telling you we're waiting for those darn vehicles.
Nope, they don't blow up.
We may be happy later that he did.
Wait until missile fire rains down in that position, and then we'll see what happens.
There we go. When you have LRMs and a minefield going off at once.
Ooh.
It's like throwing banana and cluster bombs and worms aren't in Armageddon.
That's right.
Oh no! Everybody goes flying.
All right. You're up, firefighters.
Oh, it is I.
Oh, I don't get a turn?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought... Sorry, I thought you had already gone.
Nope. Well, last turn I did.
All right, Hussars. What are you doing this time, Dela Cruz?
1, 2, 3, and 4. I am threading the needle between the locusts because I don't like these laser wielders over here.
Fair enough.
They're forming another trench.
Yeah, they're getting the same 2 medium pulse and SRM2 treatment.
Oof.
So that's going to be 2d6 plus 2 plus half my movement. That's going to be 4.
No, you always get... Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Never mind.
Anything else I should be aware of in there? And we're just 3 away, so that's going to be like point blank, ain't it?
No, point blank is 1, so that's still short range. But it's still okay.
Still short.
Yeah. Everything should be okay.
So,
actually, your pulse laser should be a +2.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. My pulse lasers are +2, so why don't we just resolve them first?
Yeah.
Oh, hell, I didn't roll a 1.
Splat. Alright, well, half of them are gone. Let's see if you finish them off. See if I need to even bother changing icons or just delete them.
Oh, that's going to be 2d6 plus 4 for the SRM2s. Huh, I didn't roll a 1 again. I'm on a roll.
That hits.
You jinxed yourself for the next one.
Yeah. Well, no, now he's rolling bonus damage for the SRMs. He wants to roll a 1.
Right. That's just 1d6, right? Since I'm only
yes.
got 1.
Ah.
No bonus.
Alright, you didn't wipe out all of them.
But maybe I wiped out enough of them for them to rethink what they were thinking, which was jump on that locust.
You wiped out enough of them for them to rethink, why did we join the military?
I could have been a programmer, but no.
I could have been a priest.
The SLDFGI bill wasn't worth this.
They needed graphic designers to draw up new paint schemes for mechs. Why am I doing that?
Or at least propaganda posters. Keep our boys fighting.
Speaking of which, I love those Hunchback propaganda posters Eldonius made.
I know, right?
No kidding.
I like his work.
It's good stuff.
He was the one that did the Kerensky Said No poster. That was so awesome. Yeah.
All right. What are your demons up to?
Those APCs right here.
One left.
What's their status? One left.
One left, and it's smoking.
Let's see if we can correct that. So they're going to do their movement of 4. So there's 2, 3, and 4. And they are going to take a shot. It's going to be 2d6 plus, we said 5, plus half their movement. That should be 2d6 plus 7.
Ooh!
Smoking no longer, only in the form of a crater.
Smoking pile of wreckage.
You just see it explode, then you hear the Gauss rifle fire, because that's how sound works for dramatic effect.
Beautiful. Alright, what are Parker, Hawkins, and Wesson gonna even bother doing now?
Demon 2 is going to pull up to the edge of that there and just kind of go on Overwatch. I mean, that should be all the APCs gone, right?
Yeah, that's all the APCs gone. Let me swap that token.
Yeah, so the Gauss rifle's really not going to be a whole lot of use against the infantry. It's going to be a waste of ammo.
It'd be hilarious, though.
Just hit the ground. Maybe they're standing on a granite formation and blow that granite up.
Is curiosity really going to make us pull this trigger?
Yes. I mean, the answer is always yes, right?
I'm trying to remember what other weapons they had. They had some. I don't think they had anything that's going to be effective at this range, but I'm pretty sure they had an SRM launcher of some sort.
SRM-6 and 2 medium lasers, but the medium lasers stick out the sides.
Yeah, and I think the SRM does as well.
SRM
the only thing turreted.
SRM 6 is out the front.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing turreted's the Gauss.
Yeah.
Balls.
But
Wow.
you are, well, are you out of range for the SRM? Yes.
Yeah.
Just.
They set up at long range intentionally. All right, so that's what they're going to do. Meanwhile, the Salazar going to keep driving fast. Salazar don't know how to slow down. That was 8. They can move 10 at a sprint. Okay.
Why can't I see the notes?
And now it should be the firefighter's turn. I'm spent.
And I'm spent. I'm so confused. Where did the notes go?
Oh, I see them now, so that's
I
magical.
see notes.
I don't.
Concordant commandos are stationed on Minion. Destiny ranges are roughly in
all players, I think.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well,
I
you
tried.
see your own nose.
I don't know. I tried dragging it onto the map to see if it would make it pop up, but it's not popping up for me.
You made it pop up for me though. That's magical.
I think that's a click and drag. Just click it once, and
Yeah.
it should pop up in a window.
Yeah, but it's not. I had previously made it like a separate window, and then I had to edit it, and then it stopped showing up.
Huh.
Yeah, I can't open the chain of command or the notes now.
You could reload your browser real quick.
Maybe. Crash.
I mean,
Another chance, guys. Fire! Fire!
When I first
Everybody do it right now while the GM's not looking.
When I first popped mine up, where we had everything positioned and drawn on the map was scooted way off to like the left and didn't match up at all.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I showed Eckerson.
He's like, "Why aren't you hiding behind the ridge anymore?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm still hiding behind the ridge." He's like, "No, you're out in the middle of the field." What?
Yeah, it was screwball.
Why did the map move?
I don't know, but a reload fixed it, so.
All right, there we go. Oh, medium is 12. 12.
Okay, rule change. We'll pretend like it was always that way.
Oh, you are just outside.
Fancy Pants here, setting up waypoints for his arrows.
Bet. I have a plan.
I have a plan.
Are you using like a blaster bomb launcher where you get to like direct its path?
I wish.
We're going all the way back to the original XCOM for this hit.
Oh man, I love that game.
Dude, on the last mission, when you're raiding Mars, I had one time, I raided the place, got a clear path between the elevator shafts and all the doors open, so I could lay down a perfect space for my ship landed on the surface, and the guy with one of those guided rocket launchers you research from the aliens, he shot his rocket out of the ship, through the door, down like 2 or 3 levels into the base, out down a hallway, around a corner, into the middle of like the control room.
Jeez.
I was guiding missiles via waypoint all the way through the Martian base.
Those guided missiles are like so much fun to play around with.
Yeah,
I would always make them travel in like a spiral around a guy and then like go up in elevation and then crash down from above.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone loved doing that.
That's why I left my guided missile dude on the ship. It was just like hemorrhaging missiles out the ship where nobody could get to him. They just go flying down hallways.
It won't work. All right. I was planning to have my fire starter join in the battle and light up the infantry, but it doesn't have the right range.
You should have moved him up sooner.
I should have. Well, I'll just keep him hidden for now. That's too bad. But you know what?
I love the mini me commentary.
All right, I'm gonna have my dervish take his turn then.
Yeah, did the reload solve your problem?
Yeah.
Thought so. Excellent.
It's medium range.
Not it.
Yep.
That's the way we like it.
Which that should be okay for LRMs. Yeah.
Yeah, LRMs. Let's use those.
Remember, ammo and 2 big lances.
No modifier.
Oh.
That wasn't an evil laugh.
Was that
Not
a
at
good
all.
for us laugh or a bad for us laugh?
This is the end, my only friend.
Kablamo!
But the
So
LRM
should we-
sent the mines flying.
Yeah, I was about to ask, should we just like erase that 1 hex of...
Yeah, we need to redraw the
Oh,
minefield.
no.
We need to redraw the minefield now. That one's gone. As are all the poor bastards who are sitting in it.
We
Good thing
should
we're too late to set off these mines, huh? Yeah, that's right. What's that whistling sound?
This is a remote detonator for the mines.
That's the work whistle. We need to get to work.
We should come up with an icon that's like a little cross section of a landmine, kind of looks like a little top hat or something, that we can like put at the bottom of each hex and it not really get in the way of other minis, if you want to call them that. Get what I'm saying?
Make a little landmine token. Yeah.
Yeah. That can coexist with other tokens on that hex.
Yeah, you just
Minimalist.
make it not centered.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, most everyone else is still in LRM range.
Yeah. The Griffin is going to fire his LRM at that particular
Yep.
infantry group. Griffin check is... We're still at long range for this one, though.
Yes.
After today, this will be known as Red Valley.
2. And Griffin fires.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a hit.
Griffin damage.
I don't even need to, double check what their defense roll was. I have not rolled the defense roll that high all night. And you do max damage.
Damn.
All right, well,
No more.
splat.
Take me up to the spirit in the sky. It's where I'm gonna go
When I die.
And that means I actually dissipate my extra heat. So I am
Yay.
no longer overheated or manly range. My Phoenix then, I guess, is just going to fire a PPC at a group of infantry. All right.
It's okay.
It's
They're
like
ground.
a mobile electric chair.
All right.
Put an extra -2 modifier on that shot.
All right.
You would think hitting infantry with a PPC would be like the ultimate taser if it didn't kill them from the EMP effect.
-6.
I mean, you're just hitting them with lightning, right? Like,
Yeah,
as
and it's
devastating
going to
as a
arc
lightning
off.
strike.
Yeah, and the lightning can arc off a long
All right.
ways. and still screw
Wait
someone
for it
up.
though. I'm gonna use an edge to re-roll that 1 I did on my dice roll.
Oh, be a man. Take your 1 like I do.
Oh, it's almost the end of the night, and I'm gonna use my edge.
That's right. Oh, nice.
Nice.
So that ups it by
All right.
5. So that becomes a 13. That's a hit. So you obliterate one infantryman.
Oh my god, in the worst way possible, too.
All right, guys, let's move. I think this
microwaving an infantryman.
I think this might be a message from God that we don't belong here. Jenkins just got struck by lightning.
Are you maggots? You want to live forever? Kablam!
Yes, I think I do. Thanks. Bye.
I'd like to live at least longer than this.
No, you guys, he just took a Highlander quickening. He's immortal now.
But there can be only one.
There was only one.
All right, gentlemen, I need to get my daughter to bed, so I will bid you all a good night.
Oh, all right.
I honestly need to call it too.
Okay. Infantry takes so much longer to kill than I was planning.
Yeah, but at least we got to see them in action, so we know how they are in a game.
Yeah.
It's swatting flies, dude. It really is.
Yeah. If,
are we mid your turn, Eric, or?
My lance is done.
Well,
Okay.
unless the fire starter moves.
Yeah, the fire starter's fine.
Okay. So then we're back at the top of the order.
Well, he was the top of the order.
Which would be Bugvan, then Hussars next.
Yeah. All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Have a good one. It's been fun.
Yep. All right, we got all of our notes to get us started for next time. Close out.
We don't really have a lot of notes like last time either.
Yeah. And
Well, everything else is like really apparent now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's there is what's there.
And ending the recording.
I'm just concerned about those mechs.